Get the beard on my shirt. You got it? You got it? Recording? Focus on it. We just restocked on the black on black FC Bold 3D print. Make sure y'all check them out. FadedCulture.co. Did you get it? Did you get like the full back?
Got you.
The full back though?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, back's not that big.
That's true. I say like sorry that we've been out. I was sick. Here, you didn't even think they care. They didn't.
Some of them care.
They didn't even notice I was out.
I saw your comments on the last one.
What'd they say?
They're like, I've been waiting for y'all to post a video.
What's going on, Faded Culture? I'm Agent Baron and we're back with another tutorial. Today we're gonna run down the steps on how to do a number 10 and still add a little bit of texture and then do a bald mid fade. Be sure to stick around because I am gonna show you how I debulk the hair when clients do come in with longer hair like this. So, with that said, hit that thumbs up button. Do not forget to subscribe if you aren't already. Let's jump right into it. Straight into this tutorial, guys. You want to start off by combing the hair in its natural position. Make sure that you are combing according to the cowlick. And like I mentioned in the beginning, we're going to do a number 10 on top. So here's a number 10 that we're completely closed, and we're just going to start running that against the grain. With these bigger guards like the 8 and the number 10, I like to feed the hair into the clipper for a more consistent cut. And no matter what guard you're using on top, you're always going to want to recomb the hair and then go over it about 2 or 3 times just to make sure it's fully even. And all the steps and tools that we're going to use in this video are in the description down below, so feel free to check it out. And now to start debulking the sides, I'm going to start with the number 4 guard lever fully open, and at about the parietal ridge is where I'm going to start flicking out. So you're going to want to just clean up all the sides completely with the number 4. And I highly suggest you do this when your clients come in with longer hair, just so you can see your guidelines a lot better when we start to put them in. And as you can see, I'm flicking straight up and out. And for the next step on the debulking process, I'm going to use a number 1 guard lever completely open still, and about halfway of that temple area is where we're going to start flicking out, and we're going to run that all the way around the head. And this again is just so I can see my 0 guidelines a lot better. Make sure you dust them off so we can start with the clean canvas. And now to set our first guideline in, it's going to be no guard lever completely closed, and we're going to start at that very corner of that temple peak area, and we're going to run that back and start dropping it as we approach the back of the ear. Make sure that you're soft and easy with these guidelines so it's a lot easier when we have to come back down and start removing them. And you do want to keep a small brush on your opposite hand, so every couple strokes just go ahead and clean out the area. Make sure that you end up at that same temple peak area on the opposite side. You could always view him from the front to make sure that they align as well. Now no guard still and lever completely open. We're going to go ahead and put in our second guideline, and we're going to take that up about 1 inch or so. And again, just make sure that you're easy with this guideline, and you're going to keep it parallel to the one underneath it. Now for the third guideline, we're going to use our number 1 guard lever still fully open. Repeat that same process. Take it up about 1 inch or so. Make sure that it's running parallel to the one underneath. And just stay easy with the wrists and try not to dig these in too hard. Now with my number 2 guard lever still completely open, we're going to continue the process. As you can see, I'm moving his bangs out of the way so we can keep them when we add texture. And I am keeping that flick out motion. And for the the last guard that we're going to be using will be the number 3 lever, still completely open. We're going to continue that process. If you were easy enough with the number 2, it should blend right into this number 3. And if you didn't notice, my lever is going to stay open as we set up the canvas with these initial guidelines. Now we're going to use clipper over comb to just finish connecting the sides to the top. As you can see, I come into it like a sweep motion and then pull right back out. And I'm using the lever open as a safety net. And if you're really new to clipper over comb, I highly suggest that you put the number 1 guard on there. And always recomb the same area that you initially cut. And even after the clipper over comb, I still come back in and freehand any frizz. As you can see, I'm using my pinky as support against the head. This is just to give the head a better shape. By now you should have the first guideline that we created with the 0, second that we created with the lever completely open, and third that we created with the number 1 guard completely open. We're going to start with that top one and work our way down. Using the 1.5 guard, we're going to close our lever just slightly, putting it into a 3/4 position. It's basically somewhere between the half and fully open. And using mainly the corners of the clipper, we're going to start attacking that topmost guideline. Now for the second guideline coming down, we're going to use the half guard, but the lever is still going to stay in that 3/4 position, so do not touch the lever, just change out the guards. Again, using mainly the corners of the clipper, attack that second guideline, and this step is going to create a faint line right above it, but do not take this guard any higher, as we will come back right now with the number 1 guard and remove that faint line. So like I said, now with the number 1 guard, we're going to attack that faint line that the half guard created, but we're still going to leave that lever in that 3/4 position. Again guys, all the steps to this tutorial are in the description below in case y'all want to screenshot them and follow along that way as well. Now for the last guideline, we're going to do a 3-step process, starting with the lever close, then open it halfway, and then open it completely, taking each of those notches up just slightly. And we're going to work in sections, so I'm going to focus just on the left side of the head with that 3-step process. Again, I'm starting with the lever close, and we're going to take that up just a little. Second, you're going to open it halfway. And if you haven't tried this 3-step process, guys, I highly suggest you try it. It's very simple and easy to remove the last guideline. And finally, we're opening the lever completely. Just make sure that you're using the corners of the clipper in the tighter areas. As you can see, it's done. Now we're going to focus on the back side of the head. Again, just using that 3-step process. Completely close, halfway, and fully open. Finally, fully open. Alright, real quick guys, this video is sponsored by Skillshare, a platform that I love just because I'm always trying to learn new things. I wanted to share some courses that I benefited from. The first one is Mobile Photography Basics for Instagram Success by Tyson Wheatley. This guy has taught me a few tips and tricks that I didn't know, so check this one out. And another one that I'd recommend is YouTube Success by Marquise Brownlee. This guy's a genius when it comes to YouTube, so in case y'all been thinking about starting a channel, definitely check this guy out. I know y'all are going to gain something from these, so I made sure that they hook y'all up. So the first 1,000 people to click the link below will get a free month's trial. Check it out, guys. Now back to this tutorial. Now to focus just on the right side of the head. Again, very simple, just using that 3-step process. And take your time with this full tutorial, guys. My haircuts to this day still take me anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. That just goes to show I like to take my time and then focus on as much detail as possible. We're completely done. Now to do any touch-up work, I'm gonna start with the half guard, and I usually start with the lever completely open and then just lever play. There is no one size fits all for this touch-up work, guys. This is gonna vary from one side of the head to even just the other side of the head, and from client to client. So this is just where time really comes into play as you develop the eye for touch-up work. Now by using my trimmer in this direction at the very bottom, we're gonna get a lot closer to the scalp. Then just turn your trimmer around and blend that line right in. And you're gonna see right now as I remove the bottom hair why it's important to get closer to the scalp. As you can see, by me getting closer to the scalp and using the trimmer in the opposite direction, I created some distinction from that bottom hair to the top hair. So now I know exactly how high up to take my electric shaver. As you approach that faint line, I want you to use your trimmer as if it was a clipper, using mainly the corners of it. That way you don't create another guideline above. And if for whatever reason you did create a faint line, don't be scared to come back and touch it up with your trimmers, guys. Here I'm just using spritz to move his bangs out of the way. It's basically like a hairspray. Then I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry them out of the way to speed up the drying process. Starting in the middle of the forehead and then working my way to the sides for the edge up. And even before I start the opposite side, I always kind of like to recalibrate and start again from the middle and then move along to the side. Here I'm just gonna slightly damp the hair so we can then come in and add some texture, grabbing the hair from the very scalp so I can create as much texture as possible. Just with the point cutting technique, creating these peaks and valleys. This inconsistency that you see here, that's how you get texture, guys. Just go ahead and follow along to the side and then pull small sections and work your way back. Very simple. One tip that I do have though when it comes to texture is as you approach the cowlick area, do not cut as steep. I more so cut more upright, because you don't want to create these hard peaks, then you're just gonna have a lot of hair sticking out from the back. Here just applying some shave gel and starting my razor work by cutting again with the grain, and then I come back and cut against the grain. Using my opposite hand to help stretch out the skin. And I'm using a Turkish blade on this one, guys. It's pretty cool. I mean, I like it. It's actually my first time. My brother's a real big fan of these Turkish blades, so I decided to give it a try. Here I'm just applying a little bit of matte pomade to help really bring out that texture. Then gonna apply some semi-permanent hair dye to enhance the lineup. Again, all the tools are in the description down below, guys. Here's the before, in case y'all forgot what he looked like. He obviously needed it. It's been a few months. And here's the after. Number 10 on top with a bald mid fade, and we still came in and added some textures. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, guys. Let us know down in the comments below what y'all would like for us to do next. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And before we go, I did want to mention we do have these barber capes for sale, guys. at fadedculture.co. Go ahead and check them out. I'll see y'all next time, guys. Peace.